Well, to Kenya's presidential election, which has so far been a largely peaceful affair. However, a leading figure from Kenya's governing party alleges major election rigging, fueling public anxiety over the count. Only the Electoral Commission is authorized to declare a winner, but the tallies compiled by media were seen as a bulwark against the kind of rigging allegations that have previously sparked violence. The media's tallies show that the two leading candidates, Raila Odinga and William Ruto, are neck and neck. While Kenya is East Africa's richest and most stable nation, it also has a history of violent election disputes. More than 1,200 people were killed after the 2007 elections and more than 100 after the 2017 elections. Now, international observers have generally praised the proceedings in the current elections. However, the chairman of the outgoing president, Uhuru Kenyatta's Jubilee Party, which has backed Odinga, issued a statement alleging, quote, massive subtle rigging and claiming the electoral process was highly compromised after Ruto's new party made a strong showing in an area traditionally dominated by Kenyatta. Well, let's cross live now to Kenya and speak to senior journalist and news editor Francis Mutegi. Thank you so much, Francis, for joining us on the news tonight. First, bring us up to speed. What's going on? It's over 72 hours since the election took place.
Yes, indeed. And sort of, let me say, anxious moment for Kenyan population. There's no doubt that everybody would have loved this to be concluded as early as possible. Unfortunately, it is not working that way. But of course, as the law says, the Electoral Commission has got 7 days since the ballots closed for them to make that pronouncement of the presidential ballot. And for the other positions, of course, the results have been released in virtually every place. A few pockets of results not yet clearly pronounced for local, that is probably the local electoral positions and the senatorial, gubernatorial, and of course the local councils and county governments positions have all been cleared, except a few. But the national ballot for the presidential vote is what is really worrying everybody, because it has dragged longer than everybody thought. Probably the system has been very efficient and effective in terms of delivering the outcome from the local positions where the voting took place in the stations. But now, what you are alluding to from the media tallies was purely about what was posted in the electoral body's portal as is required by law. And this is what every media house has been trying to put together. Unfortunately, the same ballots have to be, rather the same forms that are relaying these results from the various stations have to be verified again by the Electoral Commission in the presence of the electoral team's agents. And for that reason, this is a way of validating what was relayed from the stations to ensure that it actually is the actual results that were gathered from the local stations where the voting took place. And that is what has dragged this process on. And that is where the allegation of rigging arose, because there are some allegations that we are yet to verify, because we are not involved directly in the verification process as the media, that some of the forms that were relayed to the Electoral Commission portal are not agreeing with those that have been physically brought to the Electoral Commission's table at the tallying center of the national ballot, that is the presidential vote. And that is where the allegations of rigging having happened, which we are yet to verify. And so we wait to hear what the Electoral Commission will say. But they've since started releasing electoral results for the presidential ballot from a few stations. So far, I think about 22 constituencies out of 290. So you can imagine that will take another probably a day or two for them to give us the final. But as things are, we keep waiting, because as you said, the tally is so tight that we may not necessarily call for anyone to have won so far, despite what the media houses have been relaying as looking like we can tell who the winner is. But as also you may be aware,
if I may come in, Francis, Francis, thank you very much. I mean, you have painted a very, very clear picture of what's going on there with 1.5% of the vote counted so far. What are the chances that the final outcome of this election would be acceptable to all? And, you know, what are the chances also that a rerun is not likely? And what would be the implications of that if a rerun does happen?
Well, the reality is that we may not be able to tell how long more it will take, but one thing is for sure, the law does not require the commission to do anything beyond 7 days since the close of the election process on 9th of August. That is to say, by next Tuesday, they should have pronounced themselves, and probably Monday is the most likely day. But tomorrow is also a possibility, should they be able to clear the backlog that is still pending, that is being verified and validated at the electoral body's tallying center. And if it happens tomorrow, then the outcome may come and tell us probably we may have a runoff, like you said, if none of the presidential candidates will be able to reach 50% plus one vote, which is the winning victory number. But at the same time, be required that you, at least in 24 counties, you should be able to get 25% support in the 47 counties. So that those two aspects decide who actually has won the elections. If none reaches 50 plus one, doesn't get reaches 50 plus one, but doesn't get 25% in 24 counties, then it means that the elections have to go to a runoff. If it goes to a runoff, it means that the electoral process will take another 30 days for the process to go to the second round, which will take the first two candidates only. And this time it will be about a popular vote. Whoever gets the highest amount, no matter what percentage it is, depending on whatever turnout there will be, then will be given the victory. But as things are, we are really, really conscious that it may be very tight for anyone to reach that 50 plus. And if they do, then contestation can always go to the courts. And the Supreme Court is the supreme body that is supposed to make the supreme decision, as happened in 2017 when they invalidated, or so to say, nullified the results. But this time, the Electoral Commission has really tried not to make any errors. And so we hope everyone will be conscious and patient enough to wait, if the matter goes to court, for the verdict to come from the courts.
Francis Mutegi, senior journalist and news editor, thank you so much for being on the news tonight with us.
Thank you.